Brad, there's some new reporting out that discusses the likelihood that AI inferencing is going to be huge for edge computing. Per this report, doing inferencing on the edge reduces time and costs for transferring data in and out of cloud storage, as well as lowering latency for decision making. And by doing all of the work on the compute edge, you can reduce huge cloud overhead costs. I know how much it costs to spin up an Amazon instance, and it ain't cheap anymore. Also, one of those little side benefits to all those of us in the security space is the fact that you can be relatively certain you know where that data is, so you don't have to worry about data sovereignty issues. I guess the question that I have for you, Brad, is should we be looking at moving all of our AI inferencing data out to the edge instead of loading it all in the cloud?
Yes, probably. I think for the longest time we've been looking for that edge killer app, right? The edge has been kind of a nebulous term, but I think inferencing could be the killer app that the edge is looking for a couple of reasons. One is, users are a lot more dispersed than they used to be. Not everything happens around the major metros, and then two, um, they're just from a standpoint of space, power, cooling, you can't really build that many data centers around Ashburn anymore. So you'll see training can be done anywhere, and inferencing needs to be pushed out closer to the users that are literally anywhere now, right? So, um, and then two, um, it's hard to do everything in the cloud because you've got a lot of data that means a lot to you, that's proprietary, that's sovereign, that you want to keep close to the vest. So, I think you'll start seeing things like RAG, retrieval augmentation generation, federated AI, things where the trained data or the data that will be presented back to you will be a combination of a foundational public model with your own individual tailored data, or your own data that's tailored to your needs. That's the retrieval augmentation generation, right? I'm gonna send a query out there. Some part of it will come from the foundational model that's more public. Some part of it will come from your data that's more private. Put those two together, and I've got an augmented response. It comes back to you. So um, that's one great use case where I think inferencing at the edge, as it applies to AI, specifically in the RAG context and the federated AI context, might be the killer app that the edge has been looking for quite a few years now.